Former world number 1 Karolina Pliskova smashed the umpire's chair in frustration after she lost to Greece's Maria Sakkari in the second round of the Italian Open after controversial call.
Stuttgart, en hier komt er nog wat frustratie uit. Pliskova sloopt daar de umpirestoel. Dat was ook grappig op Pliskova.
A ballboy passes out during a match where tennis star Venus Williams was playing in the Italian Open. Cameraman trips on field after Dolphins score a touchdown. Fortunately, the guy and the equipment are okay after the accident.
The Patriots were nowhere near him, and it was a trip. That's what happened.
Didn't make contact with it.
And he's up, and appears to be okay.
Shin Soo-chi wins the game with a walk-off single that Coco Crisp is unable to field cleanly amidst the flock of outfield seagulls.
Base hit center field. Coming around third to Rose, and it may have distracted him.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a bullet, and there you see up the middle. There's the birds, they fly out of the way, and it went down. It deflected him, so it did. The birds are out here, it hits a bird, he goes down.
During a match against Samantha Stosur in Madrid, Daniela Hantuchova was scared of thunder. She walks away from the tennis court and sits down waiting for the storm to pass.
Гром, напугавший Хантухову. Видите, момент, когда прогремел гром и Даниэла.
During a kickboxing fight, one of the fighters gets knocked down, but he gets up and starts celebrating, thinking that he wins.
Et quelle droite d'Hakim! Quelle droite! Ah mais qu'est-ce qu'il...
Mais où il va, il rentre au vestiaire.
Il repart au vestiaire en levant les bras comme s'il avait gagné. Mais... Attendez...
Fielder snagged a bite with lightning quick speed from an unsuspecting fan with a box of nachos in hand before heading back out on the field. Fielder moved so quickly that the fan didn't even have enough time to pat Fielder on the shoulder.
And Fielder and Prince can't get there. He was the closest. Did Prince just grab a nacho? Let's see.
He sure did took one of that man's nacho.
He didn't dip it in the cheese though.
It might have already had some cheese on.
During the game between Broncos vs Patriots, number 17 tries a long pass, but the ball goes out of the field and hits a distracted fan on the head.
Swaller moving away, keeping his eyes downfield, and has to sling it out of bounds.
During a baseball game, the ball gets out of the field 2 times and goes to the same fan who misses to catch it. Luckily for him, on the 3rd time he barely catches it.
Bottom of the 4th inning has been a rough day for this young fan. So he had this foul ball that he could not make the play on. Then this ground ball he couldn't make. And then the ball boy said, well, let me get... And they couldn't, I mean...
But he got the ball.
But he got the ball, and he's a good sport about it.
It's unpleasant when a soccer player is fouled, but more unpleasant is when a stretcher guy puts your head in a very inappropriate place.
Aber beim 0:0. Austria verliert 2 wichtige Punkte gegenüber Rapid und hat heute nichts zu lachen. Die Lacher hat dafür dieser Rotkreuzmann auf seiner Seite.
And here's something you don't see often. A broken racket, and it's not from a racket abuse. Agnieszka Radwanska's racket suddenly decides to break in half, naturally to Radwanska's surprise. The next situation is double unpleasant for Phil Babb, and second, in an attempt to stop the goal, Babb slides to the door and hits a very sensitive part of his body.
It's not Phil Babb's lucky day. Ouch!
When Francis Stafford loses points against Facundo Arguello in Tallahassee Tennis Challenger 2014 final, he goes among the audience and sits to calm down for a minute.
What a risky play off of the miss hit. Francis will take a seat.
A dog enters the football field during a gameplay. One of the players tries to play with the uninvited guest, but the dog starts chasing him, making the situation super funny.
Mas parece que o animal não quer atacar, ele quer brincar. A impressão que eu tenho é uma pessoa que tinha saído pra brincadeira. Chamou pra brincadeira, o joguinho acabou. Eu falei, olha só que loucura é essa?
An interruption by a real-life soccer rule halted a local match in Canberra for more than half an hour, with commentators saying the animal even sent a good quality pass. The large eastern grey kangaroo first hopped onto the field during halftime.
Yeah, double their lead. Oh no.
And the kangaroo is on the field of play again.
Oh my god.
And racing across the field of play, scattering players left and right, bearing down on goal.
The goalie's in his sunbathing spot, he won't be happy.
And back where he was half an hour ago.
A college student serving as a cameraman during the 100-meter dash kept pace with sprinters despite the camera weighing over 4 kilograms at the university sprint race in Shanxi, China. A football supporter in Turkey who had been banned from stadium entry rented a crane in order to watch a match. The Denizlispor supporter could be heard organizing the stadium to chant from the top of the crane. Two baseball players are practicing their hits and they're doing so well that after a mighty blow the ball hits a flying bird far away from the guys. During the boxing match between Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield in Caesar Palace in Las Vegas, a parachute guy flies in the hole trying to land on the ring.
There's been a parachutist, a skydiver, has just landed here at ringside. The parachute itself is hung up on the ringside lights. In the foreground, see the photographer's looking, and he landed on the top ring with his parachute hung up on the overhead canopy.